A knife is man's ultimate tool. No implement is as useful or as helpful to furthering humanity for the good of all. But a knife is only as good as the sheath it's carried in. Make sure you have a sheath that will last a lifetime. A Canadian Craftsman custom Kydex sheath is not just tough enough to withstand anything you throw at it. It's also made to match the inherent beauty of the tool it carries.
Not exactly the conditions I was hoping for my first video back, but that's the outdoors for you, especially in the fall. Today we're going to be talking about Kydex sheaths, specifically made by my good friend Jake of Canadian Craftsman. This is Jude, back with SurvivoTek. Thank you so much for joining me. So I sent 5 knives over to Canadian Craftsman to Kydex for me. Primarily because 3 out of the 5 needed new sheaths, and 2 of them I wanted new sheaths for. I want to go ahead and take a look at all of them in a little more detail so you can see the kind of quality that he is putting into these sheaths. Starting with this little mini Quaken. This is an AA Forge or AA Forge knife. This one is in CPM 154. Just a little thing. And this is the sheath. See, it's a carbon fiber pattern. You've got drain holes on this side and on this side. A nice detail that not a lot of Kydex makers do. He has 2 different sized rivets for me. 2 small ones here and kind of a full size here. You can see he's got a nice shape to this. Buffed edges. Little tiny thumb ramp. It's kind of more of a press than an actual ramp. Oh, well. Now, as with most custom knives, this one did not come with a sheath, so it went right to Jake to Kydex for me. Now, this knife has a matching pair. This is kind of a happy accident. AA Forge had a 8-inch Tanto available not long after I purchased the little Quaken. You can see this thing. This is a super cool beast of a knife. 8-inch blade, wrapped handle, epoxied wrapped handle, and I had the Canadian Craftsman do a very similar pattern on it. I see how many eyelets are on there, so this is not going anywhere. Same drain holes on both sides, and this retention is phenomenal. It grips in 4 times because of the wrap. So when I pull it out and push it back in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and get 4 clicks, and that's not going anywhere. Great retention on both of these. Little matching set. Now I'm not a huge fan of piggyback rigs, but this is a set that could be. You can see he lined up those eyelets, those rivets perfectly. So I'll think about it. So this right here is the NSK, the Native Survival Knife version 2. I've got 3 of these. This is my user. It's a beautiful knife by LT Wright, 01 tool steel. And the sheath that came with it was the JRE Industry style sheath. That's not a bad sheath, but I just wanted something a little more weatherproof since we're moving into November, today being November 2nd. This one uses a kind of a leather pattern Kydex, along with silver rivets or nickel rivets instead. Very high quality, amazing retention on this one, thanks to that handle shape right there. Sheath number 4. This is also a leather pattern, but a darker leather pattern on this one. This is the Black Feather Knives Journey. This is another, I have like 4 of these, I think. I'm a huge fan of this knife. I wish Joe Honeycutt was still around making knives, but you know, I totally understand why he's not. The industry has gotten kind of aggressive, if I had to describe it. People are getting kind of mean to each other, and I don't know why, but this knife is great. Perfect little EDC. AEBL stainless steel with a nice saber grind, high saber grind. Pretty, almost a flat grind, but just like the others, retention is perfect. Now my final sheath is for this right here. This is another big knife. This is the BHK Scout. I think it's the Scout Platoon. That's the bigger of the two. I'm not sure what you call this right here, this finger choil. But that spot right there is a tricky retention point to get right. And just so you can hear, Jake got it perfectly. This is a phenomenal fit. And like I said, this is a tricky spot to get right. It'll either not hold at all or potentially scratch up the inner Kydex. So he did a phenomenal job on this one. Just amazing craftsmanship. And this one's cool because it's that Cryptex pattern and has white rivets instead. So kind of a nice little accent flare that matches the white liners on this guy. Yeah, super happy with how that one turned out. Since this is another one that didn't have a sheath when I bought it. Now there are a lot of people out there making Kydex. There's a lot of people who are trying to start business doing stuff like that. But you will not find anyone who will take care of you as well as Jake does. Canadian Craftsman not only does really beautiful work, but he's also very passionate about what he does. And that comes through in the work that he does and the quality that he puts into his work. And you know what? I'm fully biased. He's a friend of mine, so of course I want to see him succeed. So go ahead and get yourself some Kydex from Canadian Craftsman. He's going to be my go-to Kydex maker. I know I've done Kydex sheaths for myself in the past, but they've always been a little bit of a hack job, and definitely don't have all the tools and equipment that I need to get this quality out of it. So Jake, once again, awesome job on these. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or want to get a hold of him, I'll put all the links in the description box below. Definitely check him out on Instagram. That's where he is most active. But with that being said, thanks again for joining me. It's exciting to be back. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Take care.